This is a Breaking Now alert from Heartland News.
I really thought this was it, honestly.
That's a funnel cloud, bro.
And then it just hit my car, turned my car sideways and started breaking out all the windows.
It's a legit tornado.
He just said run and we ran.
You can see debris flying up in it. Oh my God.
And make very clear that the almighty hand of God has provided safety to our community.
That's it right there. We've got a tornado on the ground. That is so tight, and it is moving into southwestern Paducah. So let's go to Max 2 real quick with Wibb so she can track this with the new speed.
Yeah, we're tracking this now to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. So we have a confirmed tornado on the ground.
Okay, we've got the rear flank downdraft formula. Look at that horseshoe right here. So this is a developing supercell. This is what we call when we get that horseshoe shape to the bottom of the cloud, we've got rain and wind punching down, and it's in this general area that sometimes you'll get a spin up.
Let's go to Kelsey now. Kelsey Anderson, who has been in the area of Lovelessville, Kentucky, around the 286-62 area. Wow, look at the damage behind you, Kelsey. Where are you and what's going on?
So I am right off of 62, and the crossroad here is Fisher. I was over on Harris earlier, and there's a lot of damage. I'll be posting that on my Facebook as soon as I'm done here. But let me get behind the camera and kind of show you what we're looking at. So over here, that is Mount Zion Church. You can see most of that roof right there is gone. The top roof is gone, and then let me move over to here, and you can see the big grain bin in the middle of the road that got blown over. And someone at the shop here behind me says that they were told that there was someone trapped under that grain bin earlier. So we don't know, what's going on with them now, if anyone's hurt or okay, or what's going on. But as I keep moving the camera this way, you can see down power lines. There's down power lines in the road down there. There's more right here. And I talked to, someone in the shop behind me earlier, and he says, they were inside. They did have the shop, garage door open, and they saw the whole thing go right past them.
And then right over there near that Elder Bierman, there's a window blown out of that storefront right over there. But yeah, other than that, I saw an AC unit in the parking lot over there. There's just stuff all blown over out here.
We have a lot of debris in the roadway, in some cases pieces of barns, pieces of grain bins, pieces of houses. US 62, even once we get the debris cleared, is going to be closed probably all of today, maybe longer.
Well, Kathy, you can see right here, that roof is gone right behind on that church. And I was just told by the youth minister's wife that there were a couple dozen kids in there, and none of them got injured. They are all safe, but there were kids in there, and I'm sure a scary thing for them, but also a scary thing for Amy, who joins me now live. And you were at a barn or a shed just next to the church, right?
Yes, Emmy Garrison Trucking is right in front of the Mount Zion, and it hit us, and the roof came off. Yeah, so it was awful.
Let's go to Taylor Clark right now. He joins us now live in Paducah. Taylor, what's the latest there?
Yeah, Kathy, Durant was not kidding about how gusty the wind is right now. In fact, I'm going to hold on to you guys so no need to blow away. But the scene here on Hinkleville Road is definitely starting to pick up. You can see crews have finally arrived to try to fix these two poles that blew over when the tornado hit.
Some new information. Keith Tile with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet telling us live just a short time ago there's about a 6 to 7 mile path of damage concentrated in western McCracken County and Ballard counties.
This is a Breaking Now alert from Heartland News.
McCracken County under a state of emergency, and this is why. New video today at 4. You're looking at the tornado that hit the Paducah area this morning and caused widespread damage. We have complete coverage coming up today on Heartland News Now. Good afternoon. We are live on the grounds of Mount Zion Baptist Church and Preschool Center, which was kind of the epicenter of this morning's tornado. You can take a look behind me and you see all this corrugated metal right here. That all came from the church. And let me walk around and show you. There is a huge piece of roof missing from not only this building, but the next building over. And back this way, you can see part of that roof still in someone's yard. Now, this is a pretty common sight. There is corrugated metal absolutely everywhere around this area. Pieces like this are littering the grounds here. Laura is in the studio, of course, still monitoring the weather, although it's much improved throughout the day. And Kelsey Anderson is with me here at Mount Zion Baptist Church and Preschool Center. And Kelsey, you have a look inside.
Well, yeah, Carly, officials tell us that 39 kids were inside the preschool at this church around 9:20 this morning when the tornado ripped through, taking off a large portion of the roof. They tell us all the children and teachers got out safely and no one was injured. But after the storm passed, the church became the command center for emergency personnel. This area seemed to have sustained the most damage. I spoke with a sheriff's deputy earlier today who says he was parked in the church parking lot when the tornado hit and flipped his car.
At one point, just saw the wind, all the trees started picking up, and the power lines, coming up out of the ground. And then it just hit my car, turned my car sideways, and started breaking out all the windows, and I could just hear debris slamming off the side of my car.
When the tornado tore through, it ripped down power lines, and that even complicated a rescue effort. 39-year-old James Garner of Cape was driving on Highway 62 when a grain bin wrapped around his pickup and flipped it over. That in and of itself wasn't good, but downed, potentially live power lines were also tangled up around the grain bin and the truck.
It had a lot of lines laying around. We didn't know. I felt pretty certain that given the destructive path that they were probably de-energized, but you don't ever know. So I made contact with him. We hollered at him. He was conscious and alert. We just encouraged him, just stay calm, stay in the vehicle, don't touch anything.
The deputy was among the first on the scene and tells me that Garner was conscious and alert when they arrived.
Our live team coverage continues at 6. We've got Taylor Clark, Kelsey Anderson, and Laura Wibbenmeyer.
Well, Jeff and Kathy, the wind is still whipping and there is debris flying across fields and yards in this area. So it is still a very dangerous scene to be at. And I spoke to several people who shortly after the tornado came through, and they say it's something that they'll never forget.
Yeah, I've never been hit by Mother Nature like this. This was definitely the closest call for me.
There's nothing you can do. I mean, you're helpless.
Hopefully it doesn't hit us. Yeah. And it actually never did.
Because it just happened so quick.
Roofs torn off, vehicles flipped over, windows broken, power lines down, and trees uprooted. That's the scene in western McCracken County after tornado ripped through the area.
At one point, just saw the wind, all the trees started picking up, and the power lines, coming up out of the ground. And then it just hit my car, turned my car sideways, and started breaking out all the windows, and I could just hear debris slamming off the side of my car.
We were outside getting ready to leave to go to the church, and my coworker saw our silo in the air doing this, and we ran back in the building and just went in the bathroom and hunkered down.
39 kids and several adults were in this church preschool when the tornado tore the roof off. Officials say all of them took shelter and no one was injured. But just down the road, a grain bin blew off its foundation and wrapped around a Cape Girardeau man's truck on Highway 62.
Yeah, when it finally stopped, we come outside and we found out somebody was trapped underneath the grain silo down there. So we ran down there and they wouldn't let us near it because the power lines were down on it.
The driver made it out with just minor injuries.
I will never forget it. I will never forget it.
Well, crews did just arrive on the scene to fix these power lines and get folks on this road power back to their homes. A lot of them are on wells, so they don't have power and they don't have running water right now. So crews are here working, and officials are asking people to stay clear of these areas as crews clean up and make sure that this is a safe area for everyone to be at. Live Local Now, Kelsey Anderson, Heartland News.
Another look at some incredible video from McCracken County today. This one from John Davey. We have a lot more on our website and our Facebook page. Once again, don't put yourself in danger, though, to get photos or videos.
Now let's take a look at the path of that tornado that caused the most damage. The National Weather Service says has confirmed now an EF2 tornado did touch down. It starts near Golson Road, then travels several miles east, hitting Mount Zion Baptist Church, as we showed you. Continues until it dies down near Denbury Lane.